So war and trying to find ways to prevent the murdering and killing of innocent families, children, mothers, fathers, etc., who typically have nothing to do with the conflict, have no say in the conflict, and they're just citizens of a country. And promoting that sort of thing should be ended. And other ideas pertaining to that is way different than arresting murderers, rapists, terrorists, and people involved in organized crime, RICO, and terrorism. And if no one's arresting them, no one's taking their technology away, no one is putting them on internet restriction, and all options have been exhausted, supporting the death penalty for those people. There's nothing wrong with that in my eyes. If every option has been exhausted, and the only option is to kill them since they can't control themselves and they're like a rabid animal, committing crime after crime, sexual violence after sexual violence, rape after rape, harm after harm, and no one's arresting them, taking their technology away, putting them on internet restriction, no discipline, nothing. In my eyes, once all options have been exhausted, the death penalty may be the only option. If no one is employing any other options to stop these monsters and rapists and these people with this insatiable thirst for sexual violence and crime. It's a rabid animal. I mean, you can quarantine a rabid animal, but if you don't quarantine it where this rabid monster animal should be, and it's just running around biting humans and spreading rabies, I mean, you may have to put it down. So yeah, no. So whatever their retarded argument is now, it doesn't even make sense. These are two different things. So no, they're nonsense. And yeah, so no, thinking innocent mothers, fathers, and children and innocent people shouldn't be harmed, especially when they have nothing to do with the conflict and have no say in the conflict, and maybe don't even understand the conflict, way different than murderers, rapists, pedophiles, and terrorists who aren't being quarantined or thrown in prison, who can't control themselves and have this insatiable thirst for sexual violence and crime and repeated crimes over and over again every day, committing 10 to 100 crimes or more daily, 12 to 17 hours a day for 5 years and 5 months, thinking if all options have been exhausted and no one's quarantining them, throwing them in prison, taking their tech away, etc., the only option left is to put down a rabid animal. I prefer prison, but no one's putting them in prison. I prefer taking their technology away. No one's taking it away. I prefer putting them on internet restriction. No one's doing that. So no one's employing any of the typical tools necessary to not have to go to the last option on the list. I don't know why. Clearly, you understand why I'm enraged by the stupidity involved with this, because there's clearly morons handling whatever this is, because these people should have been put in prison a long time ago. They should have been put on internet restriction a long time ago. Their tools and technology should have been taken away a long time ago. But they still have it. They're still running amok, still committing sexually violent acts and other severe crimes. So in my eyes, the only option for whoever these people would potentially be the death penalty if no one's going to use the typical options necessary to control rabid animals.